Welcome back, everybody, to your first, second, and yes, now your third stimulus check update. The relief package, the CARES package, executive orders, PPP, EIDL. Is there anything we don't talk about on this channel? No, we talk about it all here. Today is the 5th of February. Happy Friday, everybody. TGIF. It seems like everybody's talking stimulus today because that vote finally happened. President Biden held a press conference. Nancy Pelosi held a press conference. Everybody's holding press conferences today. Find out a new timeline on the new bill, the new bill, and how the new checks affect PPP, EIDL, and unemployment. A lot of words new in there, right? Come on and get your news. Welcome back, everybody. I am Edward Bilder. To all my loyal subscribers out there, welcome back for another video. If you're new to the channel today, welcome. Welcome, everybody, for the first time. Find out the timeline on this new bill and how these new checks are going to affect PPP, EIDL, and unemployment. We're going to talk the bill timeline. We're going to talk what's included. We're going to talk about EIDL, PPP, and the future of these programs and unemployment. If some things go up, other things must go down. If some things go down, other things must go up. Find out all those details and more. Don't forget to do your part. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all of my loyal viewers out there, you know about my giveaways. If you're joining us for the first time, commenting and subscribing down below is the only way you could enter into my giveaways. If this video right here hits 10,000 views, I will pick one lucky subscriber's comment from down below in this video to send a $100 check out to one lucky subscriber. When I hit my 10,000th subscriber, I'm sending out another $500 stimulus check to some lucky viewer, some lucky subscriber who comments down below. I just sent out a $500 stimulus check just last week, last Friday. So eager to do it again. I want to keep the good joy spreading to everybody out there and help move some of my proceeds back to all of my viewers who truly need help right now. Join the 800 others tracking play-by-play of PPP and EIDL and rental assistance by state on Instagram. Ask Builder. All right, let's get into those details. All right, let's start out by talking about the bill timeline. I know a lot of people are eager to hear about the timeline. So that vote today passed, all right, which means they're going to start the process of drafting the bill. Now, Nancy Pelosi made the announcement that she intends to have that bill finished today. So it sounds like there's already framework designed. President Biden also spoke out about what's included in this bill. So it sounds like they already had the framework designed, and it's just a matter of sending it through a markup process. Now, the markup process, they feel that they could have the final draft finished today. Next week, the Senate has been released. So next week, they're going to come back, send it through all of the committees. And in this case, they said nearly every single legislative committee is required to be part of this process. They feel that this will take a week, bringing us into next Friday. She said, Nancy Pelosi said, maybe Wednesday, maybe Friday. It's going to be next Friday, okay? I haven't seen them rush any bill across yet. So it'll take us into next Friday, in which it has to go through a tech review for compliance, checking on errors, making sure all the math is correct, making sure there's not contradicting arguments within the bill. And then finally, after about 2 weeks, she said it should be ready, done, ready to go for a vote, because in 2 weeks, she said, Nancy Pelosi said, in 2 weeks, I want to have checks in the hands of the American people. That seems like a little steep. In 2 weeks, they're going to have checks in the hands of the American people. Now, one thing that kept being referenced, the reduction in the caps, $50,000 to $100,000 reduced in the caps for salaries, will receive a $1,400 stimulus check. Now, they did not come down from the $1,400 down to $1,000. They left it at $1,400 plus the $600 equals $2,000. They also talked about no bailouts, right? They said no bailouts will be included in this bill. They also talked about pay. They said the words pay. They talked about frontline workers. So possibly hazard pay might be included in this bill. And the word pay was referenced a lot. I keep saying pay. Pay. Payroll, right? Because what's that mean? Paycheck protection program. That's right. And they also said unemployment quite a bit. And if you do happen to be fortunate to be included in one of these programs and get yourself paycheck protection program or some kind of EIDL grant, it may be a good time to go out and invest. Swing by the description, check out Webull, Robinhood and M1 Finance. M1 Finance wants to give you a $30 sign-on bonus just for transferring $100 into a new account. If you transfer $100 into a new account with Webull, they are now down to 2 stocks, no longer 4 stocks. 2 stocks valued up to around $1,800. And Robinhood, just linking your bank account, they'll give you 1 free stock valued up to around $200. Pretty awesome stuff. All right, let's talk about what is included in this bill, because what goes up must come down, what goes down must go up, and we're going to get into that detail just next. Now, I left the GOP's position on these charts so that you can kind of see where the disparities lie. Shows where the administration sits, where the Biden and the Democratic Party sits, and where the Republicans sit. Now, the only common denominator that we're seeing right now is that they are considering lowering that cap down to a 50K to 100K filing joint threshold. That'll be the top cap that you could earn if you should expect to see that $1,400 stimulus check, not the $1,000 stimulus check. They are standing firm on $1,400 plus $600 equals $2,000 is where they're at. They're still saying that original $600 was a down payment and that the balance of that $1,400 should be included in this next bill. Now, that being said, they also pointed out, well, what does the middle class do, right? If we're lowering the caps to a lower threshold of income, what goes on with the people that are stuck in the middle there? What about right there in the middle? Well, they said unemployment, rental assistance, so those programs would most likely be extended. Not talking in terms of price, though, if it will be $300 or $400. Not talking exactly how much money would go towards rental assistance. They also mentioned honoring frontline workers, perhaps through hazard pay of some sort. And this is an interesting point of view. They said the words payroll. They said payroll a few times during the press conference. Now, I could associate that with Paycheck Protection Program. That's really the only item out there that I could actually say payroll, Paycheck Protection Program. Now, some of the Dems and some of the Republicans are saying that they're concerned about programs undermining the system for recovery, right? So they don't want the full recovery process to be compromised. Imagine for a minute if food programs go up, child care programs go up, and these reach like $24,000 a year, there would really be no need to go out and get a job and find yourself employed. And in fact, where it would become an issue is the moment you start to work, your benefits like fall off a cliff, right? So they're a little concerned that if we make the benefits too high, that the minute you apply any additional income to that threshold, boom, you fall off a cliff. You lose all of your benefits, you lose all of your food programs, and before you know it, you find yourself in a worse situation than where you started off. So it really encourages you to stay on the program instead of coming off the program and getting yourself gainfully employed. You may find that this is a good time to head out and get yourself that life insurance in the description in as quickly as 5 minutes. And on a serious note, man, people are so stressed out with everything in the economy right now. Just 4 neighborhoods away from where I live today, 4 neighborhoods away, 3 people died. 1 man shot 2 other people and then shot himself over an argument of shoveling snow. Shoveling snow. This is just crazy to me. We're so stressed and bottled up in this pandemic that it's just driving people to their breaking points. It's just such a waste of lives. I'm beside myself. Made national news. Hit California. I had people tell me about it. All right, now let's talk about what the future will look like with this new negotiation on the table in terms of PPP, EIDL, and unemployment. Now, again, they talked about lowering the caps today. That was a pretty heavy focus, down to 50 to 100K for the maximum income that would be allowed to receive a direct payment. Now they did keep it at $1,400. They didn't drop it down to $1,000. But for the GOP at $220 billion and $465 billion, that 465 would most likely reduce, okay? Because if not everybody's covered in the original plan, the original framework, 465 would come down. It would get closer to the GOP's 220, maybe a little bit higher because we're talking $1,400 instead of $1,000. Maybe we'd be looking at $320 billion as opposed to the 465 it is today. So what does that mean for everybody in the middle? Naturally, unemployment would have to go up because right now the GOP was sitting at unemployment until June 30th. The Biden and the administration wants that to stretch out until September. Now it may stay flat. It may go up a little bit considering if that extension gets pushed out further. Now, in terms of more for the middle, you're talking Paycheck Protection Program. We're sitting at $50 billion, $40 billion of which would be allocated to Paycheck Protection Program. that would have to come up. That would have to come up at about $300 billion to cover everybody out there in that 3X that I'm constantly talking about. $50 billion, $40 billion for PPP will just not cut it. What exactly does that mean for EIDL? We'll talk about that in just a second. Rental assistance would also have to go up because that would probably get extended out until September. Might be just doubled, maybe $70 billion set aside for rental assistance. Now, everybody that's below that $50,000 to $100,000 threshold cap, they're going to be taken care of in direct payments. So child care and food assistance programs will most likely remain flat. I don't think you'll see much change in an increase in child or any of the food programs. Now, EIDL. Let's just talk for EIDL. Let's just talk about that just for a moment. They said no bailouts for airlines. They said no bailouts, period. Okay. The EIDL program is more designed like a bailout program. The grants and targeted grants, they are a bailout. It's a grant. It's free money. It's basically, here, you're in trouble. Take this money. Get out of trouble. You've been bailed out. Now, does that mean they're going to stop extending the loans to pandemic-related declarations? That's going to be a good question because they do not want to honor any bailouts of the EIDL loan itself. Now, a lot of people are talking that whole loan forgiveness should just be applied to EIDL as well, just like it's applied to PPP. And in this case, they're at the point of saying no bailouts. So those will remain as loans. But for how long? We don't exactly know. And will you see more EIDL advanced grants? I'm going to say definitely not. Possibly targeted advanced grants, but definitely not advanced grants. Thank you all for joining me for another video today. Remember to do your part. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help the YouTube algorithm move this message to others so that we could keep bringing all of our subscribers and viewers fantastic giveaways on every single video. Don't forget to join the 800 others tracking PPP play-by-play, EIDL play-by-play, and rental assistance by state play-by-play. I thank you all again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.